The three Dharma seals is a Buddhist teaching on the nature of reality. So, according to the Buddha, reality has three characteristics that define it. The first is impermanence. Everything is impermanent, everything is temporary, and everything is in a state of continual change and transformation. The second is interdependence. Everything exists in relationship with one another. There's no separation, everything is interconnected. The third Dharma seal is nirvana. Then this is speaking to the fact that reality is beyond our views, concepts, and words. So, all of the stories we have, all of the opinions, all of the beliefs we have about reality, reality itself is ultimately beyond all of these, even this teaching of the three Dharma seals. But what this teaching points to is a certain way of viewing reality, a certain way of relating to our lives that helps to free us from a lot of our suffering. So many of us suffer because we hold this incorrect view of things being permanent. We see ourselves, we see other people as being permanent, and we tend to then take them for granted. We take our time for granted, and we tend to suffer significantly when those things change, as all things inevitably do. But when we know that change and impermanence is part of the nature of reality, we don't suffer so much when we experience loss or when things change. Now, we still have emotions, but this view and understanding helps us appreciate our lives and live more deeply and not have such a firm grasp on everything. And the teaching on interdependence helps us realize that we are not separate. A lot of suffering comes from views of us being separate, being isolated, being alone. But the truth is, we are not separate from anything. We exist in relationship with everything, and we are interconnected with everything. So this understanding helps to free us from this view of separateness and a lot of the pain that comes from that. And the third teaching on nirvana helps us be free from these fixations on our views. People get so fixated in their view of reality being this way or it being that way. It's material or it's spiritual, it's created or it's evolved. And while all of these may have their place, they're limited in that they're only human ideas, concepts, and words, but reality itself is so much greater than all of those. So when we have this view and this understanding of reality, that everything's impermanent, constantly changing, interdependent, interrelated, and free from our views and concepts, it helps us be truly awake to the way that things are. And that wakefulness and presence to life as it is frees us from a lot of our incorrect views and a lot of the suffering, stress, and unhappiness that comes from those incorrect views.